kitty Sheena. Yeah, your dinner's waiting for you over there. You gonna wait for me to leave? Okay. I'll leave you alone.
Oh, sorry.
You didn't see the invisible tiger?
Slow because it's a tight turn and we gotta switch half of it. So yeah, so push slowly. Maybe just you're about this far out on this side.
What a sweet tiger you are. The jackhammer's getting on my nerves too. Oh, that's my sweet Chergon. Hi.
We're trying to move Nikita the tiger over closer to Joseph the lion. They used to live together and we're wondering if they would like to live together again since they have both lost their mates. But Nikita is pretty much blind and Cody is trying to get him up into the transport cage with the smell of the beef, but he can't get his fingers close enough to the cat for him to really follow the scent. So Jamie comes along and gives him a stick so that he can actually stick it through the wire so that Nikita can get a good whiff of the meat, and then hopefully Cody will be able to lead him into the transport by sticking the beef on a stick through the wire. Cody's cutting the meat into smaller pieces so that we can give him some as a reward as he moves a little bit further into the cage. That annoying sound that you hear in the background is a jackhammer. They're doing work to the interstate next door to us, and it's just been days of having to listen to that. It's been awful, but the cats seem pretty immune to it. I think it's just wearing on the nerves of the people. So what Gail's telling Cody to do is to try and get him up. Getting the cat up is half of the problem. And so if he can get Nikita up onto his feet, then if he raises the meat inside the transport cage, maybe he can get Nikita to lift his feet up into the transport. And this is a place where I'm hiding in the bushes back here and zoomed in as far as I can with my phone, so I apologize for the video, but I really wanted to be able to show you how he's getting the cat up into the transport. But I didn't dare walk around in front of the cat because just the motion of me moving, he may be able to see that as a shadow and it might scare him back out. So we try to be just ultra patient with these cats because sometimes they're doing things that are very scary for them. In Nikita's case, he was one of those photo cubs that was constantly having flashes go off in his eyes when he was a cub. The people had declawed him and defanged him and trying to make him more pliable for that use. And so he's got an awful lot of issues, and gaining his trust is something that we take very seriously. When Nikita gets excited or stressed, he has a horrible wheezing sound. And we have an x-ray machine that's been donated, and we're building the building to put it in and bringing in the three-phase power to power it. But we just don't think that's going to come in quickly enough, and so we may end up having to take him in someplace for x-rays. Where do you take a 700-pound cat that needs x-rays? There's not that many places that have equipment that is strong enough to go through a cat this size, and we were really hoping to have our own equipment up and working. But it sounds worse, and he's been treated with antibiotics in case it was an infection, and that's just not working. So we may end up having to catch him again. But it was good to see that this was easy to do this time. It was something fun for him, so hopefully he won't be afraid to go into the cage when we need to take him in to be examined.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Now I don't know if she's filming or taking it.
We'll See, that's the part when if you don't want your picture taken, you say something you're not supposed to say, but you have to edit it out.
I lose such great videos because of people saying stupid things in the background.
That's
And I'm
what
just like,
voiceovers are
oh,
for.
really?
Yeah,
You have
that's
to talk
what,
about
that's
that
what,
right
yeah,
now.
that's what voiceovers are for. You just bleep it.
You lose the whole moment when it's my voice going, and this is what we were doing, but I had to say this because we weren't talking about something appropriate.
Then the other side over there. We just cut a hole in the cage.
What?
Joseph, your
Throw the
friend's
phone
back.
at you.
Well, wait, doesn't this one already have a hole in the side?
Probably.
Let's put him in the pool side.
Who is that, Arthur?
This is the one that...
Roar to each other. I'm not sure if that's strictly true or not.
That's interpretive.
Yeah.
Interpretive roaring.
Unless you can speak lion and tiger.
Yeah.
They're what to each other?
They roar to each other.
Go slow so she has a chance to screw around the trees.
Am I gonna get squished off?
Probably, but just... No, I think that. That's alright, just go to the back and help.
You good?
Maybe just left the tree one.
Not 100% sure on that one.
Well, the trees are bigger than they used to be. Yeah, put them around in the front, you can pull it. Alright, now just step out of the way. Alright. Grab the ratchet strap over there and bring it over here.
I have to say moving him was easier than moving Bean.
Did you guys have to carry Bean?
Yes!
That makes sense then.
We carried him this morning and Kara's like, it's okay, he's only gonna be like 30 pounds, so on top of the carrier, that's like 100 pounds. And we're like, okay, we weighed him, he's 60 pounds. So he's twice that.
Oh my gosh.
Flip was a bit of a pain in the butt.
Is there a pipe or something you can stick through to hold that door open once she gets it up?
Yeah.
This is the first time in the last 4 years that Joseph has seen Nikita. They used to live together up until about 2009, 2010.
Nick couldn't care less.
Is that your friend? Do you remember him?
That makes sense because that door is not shut.
Yes, my joke. I got him. Should be on the other side of his.
Nikita's chuffing at Joseph.
What?
He's chuffing at Joseph.
Aw, they're jumping at each other. He's like, hey, old friend, it's been a long time since I've seen you.
We're trying to move all of the leopards into a central area so that they can be taken care of by the same keepers and that they can get access out to the vacation rotation enclosure. But just as we get all of this ready and we're trying to move Sundari, the first of the leopards, to go to a new cage, it just starts pouring down rain, so you miss most of the move.
Yeah, if it didn't get messed up in Niagara Falls, I doubt this little bit of rain's gonna hurt it.
Oh, sunny.
Gale knew. Gale has a raincoat. He always has a raincoat. He's always prepared for it. As long as you know just those two cartoons.
See, that's what you get for putting dry clothes on.
Did it rain earlier?
Oh, remember when we were in the meeting?
Oh yeah, you guys were out in that, huh? Another one of those cats that gets a lot of mats because she's so old. So I'm going to see if she'll let me comb some off with these new back scratchers. Does it feel good? Oh, you love that. You love it when you get the mats off. Got some funky hair going on up here. Yeah. How do you get so sticky? Prefer that. Is it better? I love it behind the ears. Oh, it's a lot under the chin. Oh, get those knots under the chin. It just makes my little foot twitch. And don't pull your head through the fence. Matt Russick was saying that the shedding comb works better for Mac, the cougar. I'm going to have to see about getting one of those. Aren't you glad you have a little short coat, Anasazie? Yeah, you don't have to worry with this kind of stuff. Big old northern coats. It's because Raindance came from a fur farm where they were specifically bred for these gigantic coats. We had a pretty cold winter, so a lot of the cats put on big heavy coats. And they're still shedding them. We had a really mild spring. Oh, yes, we're going to head again. Oh, yes. Oh, scratch, scratch, scratch. Are you watching Raindance getting brushed? Whoop, you're gone. Come on, Rain. They're coming off. All that fur just flying away. The birds are going to love that. It's great nest material. What a symbiotic relationship you have with the birds in your enclosure. Yeah. You protect them. You give them lots of fur. You're so helpful. Yes, you're helping me so much with all that grooming. Oh, my goodness. Ooh, that was a big one. That was a big one. You about done, Rainy? You're looking very good. That feels good. Oh, yeah, that feels good. It's always a favorite spot right there. Oh, right there. Love that short little coat of yours. You do do a very good job with your coat, don't you? Would you like some help? You want to see what that is? You see that? Oh, it's okay. Oh, I didn't mean to scare you. Yeah. It would feel very good in your fur. It'll help you get out the old dead fur. Yeah. Alright. Well, we'll try you some other time. You're so smart. You just go where I can't reach you. It's July, and it's really warm. So what we're planning on doing is moving some of the leopards to a central leopard area where we'll have all the leopards in one spot so that it's easier for the keepers to take care of them because they're designated by a different class of danger out here, and leopards are really dangerous. But what that would do is free up the old snow leopard cages where we have air conditioning. And Gilligan, here in front of me, and Skipper over there are both Canada Lynx and would probably really love having the air conditioning running 24/7. So that's our next big plan. We got to get the cage painted and then move the leopards, and then these guys will get to go over where the air conditioning is. Lovey and Thurston. Any way to speak to me? Oh, I love that handsome bobcat. Sounds like a food wagon. Surely it can't be. It's too early. Where's that noise? I think it's over there. You're looking pretty good, Levi. Sabre, you're looking very bright-eyed after your surgery. Yeah, so glad you survived that. I love this old leopard. I love the old leopard. I do. I love that good cat. The Humane Society of Tampa Bay said that a man came and just threw 10 kittens and cats in the room with them this morning, and they didn't have any way to keep these guys because all of their foster homes are full. So they contacted us and asked if we would be able to take 6 of these kittens and try to get them used to people. They're really, really fearful right now. Well, somebody is a mind reader, because I walked past here just like 2 days ago and I thought, I wonder why we've never cleared out this area.
That would be Gale. You and Gale share
Wow.
now.
Our desks must be too close to each other. Man, that really opened it up. Great job, you guys.
Out tigers and
Sassy.
cougar.
Yes, one's cougar.
And then they get the meds class, which I don't really know how much they get out of that other than just.
They seem to enjoy it. Lauren and Joe both have already said, hey, when can we get our meds class? I mean, they seem to like doing it and the learning experience of it, so I think we should keep that in there. But since we took quarantine and added it to level 1, we need to throw something back in there.
So for level 4, I would suggest that they can do cleaning Reno and Chitaro. If they went straight from level 3 to level 4 with no break, they could start right away.
Okay.
If there is a break, they have to, they could start after week 4. That would be the equivalent to how many hours a green shirt needs in order to be able to.
Okay, so after week 4, if a break.
Yeah.
Like in the case of Karma, she's not taking a break. She takes like a day or two. So
she's already spent, 300 hours cleaning.
Yeah, but she just started a level 3, so when she starts her level 4. then
Yeah,
she
I'm
can
saying
do-
like
okay.
because there's no break, she spent 300 hours cleaning big cats.
Okay.
According to our, 6 months, there would only be 192 hours cleaning
Okay.
or volunteering. So then, I would suggest that they do big cat operant because they're certified to clean big cats. So
Okay.
they should be able to do operant with those cats. And then they couldn't do operant with Reno or Chitaro until after they're certified to clean them.
Okay. Large cat. Okay, so cheat ream after certification.
But at the beginning of the level 4, they would already be certified in the green, the big cat cleaning. So they should be able to start with the other big cats at that point.
Right, because they get their certification in level 3. Right. Okay.
I forgot to look up the night tour, how many certifications.
I think it's like 2.
Yeah, it's
Because
not
you're
much.
already certified to do tours, so it's an observe, a night tour, and then give a night tour with another sign off. So it's like 2 sign offs.
I'm amazed you guys keep this stuff in your heads.
So that would be something else we could add is that they do the night tour. They can get certified to do the night tour at their level 4. That way each level they're doing some special
so
tour.
they give 1 month, they get 2 months of certification, and then 1 month, their last month they can actually give it on their own.
But I think Rich is going to be thrilled that he gets a month off.
One observing and
One
One
being
being
observed,
observed.
and then they would be, so that if they're here for 3 months, then they would give, that would mean
or
their
we could
last
even
month.
discuss making it less since they've done more tours than anybody ever.
Well, but
anyhow.
when we talked about it, they all observe a night tour at their level 1.
They
That's
observe
required.
a night tour at level 1, so we could, technically we could give them that one because.
Well, maybe because that's so far apart, maybe they should observe it in their level 3.
Well, maybe we make them observe it in at least every level. And if they observe it in each of their levels, that's 3 observing. And then maybe could we do in their level 3, have them get their sign off for giving it, and then by the time they're level 4, they can actually give it on their own.
The only problem with putting it there is then you're losing something you're learning in the level 4. Because right now the tours, level 1 they do kid tour and tour, level 2 they do the feeding tour, level 3 they do the keeper tour, level 4 they would do night tour.
Okay.
Yeah, my concern
Okay.
too is that not everyone's going to go from 3 to 4, so you have that weird, half and half. I'd rather keep everything in
Okay.
a solid.
But it doesn't hurt to have them
No,
observe
absolutely
1
not.
tour per internship.
Yeah, I think they should. I think everybody should observe at least 1 night tour for every internship, just because it's nice to have the experienced people. Because a lot of the new, like advocates and red shirts come in, and it'll be their first night tour. It's nice to have somebody a little bit more experienced.
And you have the extra set of eyes watching your tour group. I like
Yeah.
that.
So one small change that we were discussing possibly doing is moving the events class to level 2. Because we talked about only our level 2, 3s, and 4s are going to do events anyway. That's one of the things that we changed recently. And events is kind of one of those weird classes that's hard to get in at the level 1. There's just so many of them. How do you feel about us moving that to level 2?
The problem is they're supposed to finish all their red shirt classes before they're doing yellow shirt things, and it's a red shirt class. Because I understand it for that purpose, but then we have these people that do internships and then become volunteers, and then they didn't take, and then it just gets like messy keeping track of it all.
Sure. Okay, that makes sense.
Okay.
The other thing for level 4, I don't really know about the locked out lines, if they're that big of a problem feeding anymore to add them to it. I mean, they're not like as.
Might have to, play that by ear, and then
Before
get new
before
lions,
when
it might be a different
Cameron
thing.
and Zabu were fed like right there together, and he was intact, he was a pain in the butt. But now Joseph is not an issue, and even Cameron now, half the time he doesn't even come in the lockout to eat right away. He always waits and eats later, and they're separated. So, I mean, so far everybody that's a level 4, I would be comfortable with them.
I mean, we really should weed out people before they're level 4.
Right, exactly. That's what we were saying. If they've made it to level 4, it's the people that we trust to be safe and.
So the only thing left for feeding is the cougars, the non-locked out cougars. Do you get your observation for them in the big cat feeding class?
Mm-hmm.
Is
It's
that
all
like
one
a
class.
green shirt?
It's all one class for green
Yeah.
shirts. Everybody except for
Yeah, and big cat feeding is
Sheena.
all of the big cats.
Yeah. So, I mean, even that, I don't know how much that matters anymore because they're not as young as they used to be. How
And
aggressive
again,
are
I
they?
think it's by the time they're a level 4.
Well, what about the leopards though, like Jade and Armani and Simba? None of them are overly aggressive. Actually, the leopards are less aggressive than the cougar cubs, as far as that goes.
Yeah.
So just give them normal green.
How many
cat
years
feeding
will we
class.
call them cubs?
I'm fine with it if there's no problem cats anymore. I mean, it used to be.
And even Sheep and Reno are locked out. It's not like they're, it's really not any different. I mean, by the time you grab the rope and pull it, you're 3 feet away from the lockout before they ever even come into the lockout. So, I mean, at this point, if they're cleaning them, if they're certified to clean them, I don't know why we couldn't just let them take the big cat feeding class and just learn to feed the big cats.
Yeah.
Now, one thing that would open up the possibility for, and I want to know your opinion on, is being a route leader once they're certified. Would we be comfortable having level 4s be route leaders?
I'm fine with it, but I know there's probably a lot of people that won't be.
Well, the issue is that when we're short,
Yeah.
right now, even when we have level 4s, we have to send a green shirt out and the level 4, and then that green shirt just stands around and does
I
nothing.
mean, they're feeding every day. Like green shirts are coming maybe once or twice a week to
Right.
feed. So that, I mean, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Great.
All right.
Okay, so full
So
feed,
they're
so
gonna get
full
full.
feeding.
Yeah.
All right, and are we gonna, so now the next question is, are we gonna make these changes available to the current level 4s?
Well, I would since they brought it all.
Okay.
They-
I just-
that would be
all
awful.
changes, but not for you.
yeah, it's too bad. so
So-
sad.
So another thing that I have to do a little work on the visa side of things before we can really definitively offer this. But one of the things I want you to think about is I was thinking we might want to offer a level 5 as a full year. Because by then they can already do everything. And like you're saying, we're having a hard time with the volunteers and things like that. So it would be another all the time volunteer.
How does the visa?
Well,
Work.
for most of our level 4s have been international interns, and right now, especially in the UK, they can only come on that tourist visa. So I have
Is
to
it
figure
90
out.
days? How
It's
long
90
is it?
days. That's why. That's part of why we have the 3 months. Is because it fits within that nice little.
And
90
they
day
have to
pocket.
like go home and then come back.
And they have to go home and come
and
back,
It's
and so-
expensive.
Be green shirt to become a coordinator. It's 1,200 hours, which they have at the end of their level 4.
And I mean, do you like that idea though of having an intern for a year? There's not a lot more we can offer them, but they seem to want to stay.
Can they really live on what we're doing, whatever we're getting?
Well, that's what I was
Seem
gonna
to
say.
think
Are
that
we
they
gonna
can.
make an adjustment in the
We can't.
rate schedule?
But according to Joe and Lauren, it's the flights that kill them, not the weekly amount. They said that's more than
So
enough
if
to
they
live on.
only had to pay for one flight instead of going home every 3 months.
Because I wanted their opinion. I'm like, is this something you'd even be interested in? I don't want to go through the effort of figuring this out if you're like, that's dumb. But they both said that would be something that they think is really worthwhile. But the issue, and then, and money-wise, they said weekly, it's okay. It's just that it's the flights going back and forth every 3 months that kills them. Could express that to us. They were all nervous about it. They're like, I don't want. I'm like, just tell us. We're happy to give feedback. We'll look at it.
Yeah.
So I'm glad we had that meeting and they felt comfortable with that. This is great.
And there really hasn't been any problems with any of the newer stuff that we've added to the internship.
Mm-mm.
No, they've been great.
Yeah, everything so far, like I say, all the stuff that we've added has been good. And we haven't had any issues with the ones that we've allowed.